Okay, just had to. I was just talking with Johnny before stream. That's why it was muted. Hello! Oh, hey, writer. I'm remembering usernames. Incredible. I found this, what's it called? I found this cozy Animal Crossing music. I hope nothing in here is copyrighted, but it would be funny. But it's got this cute Animal Crossing autumn art, which fits the season. There's a thing telling me about Duolingo drops, and I'm telling it to don't show this to me again and dismiss Duolingo and crew betraying everyone with the whole what's it called? AI stuff. Because of course they are. Oh wait, I just realized. Let's grab this again. We are working on the comic again because it's kind of been a little bit. I kind of procrastinated on this last week because I got too distracted with a little DIY hyperfixation. Who's this weirdo sending a Discord friend request? Hang on, let's see this. Let's see this. The music is a little loud, but I love this character design. Oops, did I forget to turn that down? Turn it down a little bit more. This character design. Yeah, this is actually Johnny's, character for the comic, because again, this was based off of like our old D&D party. Discord new account, join me on my stream. I'm happy to get verified, mostly stream on Minecraft. And they're a kick streamer, and they have a picture of themselves giving a little smooch to their cat. See, the thing is that the username looks familiar, but I don't particularly recognize this person. Can I see mutual servers? This is so unprofessional of me checking my phone, but it's kind of funny. Go to YouTube real quick. Is this real? It's probably nothing. It's probably just like stream like promotions and stuff. They got like music though, which is funny. I'm not accepting that friend request though. That's insane. Or that would be silly of me to do. I gotta get these things in because they don't show up on Chino's reference sheet because I only got the pointers to do these little things and everything after I had made the entire sheet. Even the braids are different. So, whoops. But at least I know to do it like this. I remember when I was doing this, I was struggling so much with the cornrows because I didn't want them to be flat shapes, but I didn't feel like drawing in each individual braid. I wanted them to I wanted them to have like depth and everything to them, but I also just didn't want to have to do the painstaking process of drawing them all in. Oh, Yamaju first time chat. Tats good. I'm assuming you mean that's, but thank you. Yeah, we're working on the webcomic because I'm losing my mind. It's so funny. I will flip through literally I will flip through the current finished pages on my phone, and I'm like sitting there at the last page that's in the album like, where is the next stupid page? I'm the person responsible for that. But yeah, it's I think it's coming together really well. Like, I feel like, okay, who are these people requesting to be friends on Discord? Excuse me. Okay, time to, oh man, this guy's in Spanish. I don't know this person. Is it mean to keep ignoring it? Because I don't know these people. And I'm aware that there are scams on Discord. And there was also the Discord hack not too long ago. Yeah, so it's probably best if I just ignore it. I should put my phone on Do Not Disturb too, but it would also be like really funny if I just kept if we just kept track of how many of these I got for stream or over the course of stream. Watch it be like the viewers who are like actually here, and I'm just like, who are these people? Ignore. But to be fair, none of the usernames I saw just now matched anything. Have you gotten into Epic the Musical? I finally got around to it and I'm obsessed. I am aware of its existence. It's the Greek mythology one, right? Like, I heard it's like super good. And I swear, I always see like animatics of it and everything. Part of me is also just like vaguely like confused because I feel like there's so many animatics and there's so many songs. I'm like, how long is this musical? Is it multiple parts? And everything. Maybe that's just me. If there is any Greek mythology thing that I am huge into right now, I seriously suggest the webcomic Punderworld. You can read it on both Webtoons and Tapastic. I read it on Tapastic because that's where I found it, so that is hence where I am still reading it. Oh man, I love Punderworld so much. It's the story of Hades and Persephone, but like really, really, really well done. Like, insanely well done, and the art is gorgeous. I should just show it off like here. Probably find her Instagram or something real quick, the artist. Just fill in the whites there, and then I'm gonna at some point I should probably add some colors to the color palettes, but where is page there it is. I read a lot of webcomics. This is like I severely enjoy reading webcomics. Let's see. Called Punderworld. I want to go to the artist's Instagram though. Is this her? I got 5 ads after I said this. I have no clue what you said. Oh, I was talking about, no, I have not seen Epic the Musical, but I keep seeing animatics for the songs on YouTube. And then I was saying this is my personal favorite Greek mythology, media as of late. It's called Punderworld. It's insanely good. Like, just to get a taste of the art here. It's about Hades and Persephone. She does another webcomic on the side, but personally, I love Punderworld, so I like Punderworld because mythology and fantasy and everything. Sorry, that's on me for not skipping the ad break. I didn't realize. But like, look at this. Look at this freaking, yeah. Oh my god, it's absolutely gorgeous. Like, I highly recommend this. You can find it on Webtoons and Tapastic. Can't recommend this enough, and this is just I wish my art looked half this good. Like, I love that it's like lined, but it still has like that really like painterly sort of look. I love. It's just gorgeous. I freaking. And of course, I'm also just completely soft for any pairing that involves the concept of life and death. That has to be probably my favorite shipping pair, ever. Spoiler alert, there will be life and death blorbos for the comic. Like, what's it called? There will be, I've talked about them before. I don't know how much I should keep talking about it, because I feel like at this point, at this rate, I'll just spoil the entire plot line, and there won't be any point in reading the comic other than, I guess, wanting to actually see it play out. But yeah, I really like Life and Death just as a pairing. I think no matter what you do, it will always just be like a very, very like beautiful romance story. So Hades and Persephone, just already, it's like, oh my god, this is so cute. Like the way she writes them too in the book, in the comic, is actually so good. Because they're so like awkward, but they're so like genuine with each other too. It's adorable. Life and Death and Love and Birth, Peace and War on the Planet Earth. So true. Oh man. Shoutouts to Steven Universe for probably being like being one of the biggest driving forces in people learning the ukulele. Because those songs slapped so hard. Every so often I'll get like feel nostalgic and I'll want to go back. I just realized, speaking of Steven Universe, I'm jumping from topic to topic today. Did you know that you can message people on Spotify? Can you believe that? Like, why is this possible? I don't like it. I think it's got to be one of the dumbest features you could have in a music streaming site. It's like the same thing with like Twitch, with like Twitch Whispers or something like that. I think that's what it's called. It's like, why am I messaging someone on here? Like, genuinely, why? I don't get it. And I still don't get it. Point being, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because of Discovery. So, you know... Oh, shoot, I just realized I'm on the wrong layer. Okay, so we're good there. Discovery, you know, you send songs to your friends, no problem, right? Primarily for me, it's like sending songs to, like, my brother, for the most part. And, you know, I follow, like, some friends on there, not a lot. And, I'm going to send a song to a different friend, right? And this user pops up. Her profile picture is the pink-haired mystery girl from that one episode. I forget if it was Steven Universe Future or if it was like season 5 or something. I'm fairly certain it was Steven Universe Future where Mystery Girl shows up. I'm assuming you know who that is. But just pretend. We'll go with it. It's a pink-haired Steven Universe character, right? And I'm like, who is this? The username on the Spotify account was vaguely similar-ish to one of my cousins. So I'm showing this to Johnny. Yeah, the girl Pearl was into. Yeah. So I'm showing Johnny, and it's like, Johnny, like, do you know who this is? Right? Because it's like, who is this person? I checked. I don't follow them. Right? I don't follow them. They don't seem to follow any of the people that I'm following. So I asked Johnny again, like, hey, do you recognize this account? He goes, no, maybe it's our cousin. I asked my cousin, and no, it was not her. Like, we even checked her profile. It's still like the same username she had on Spotify a bit ago. I don't know who this is. I still have not figured it out. And I'm just here like, do I message them? Like, hey, I don't know how you got... I don't know why Spotify is recommending that I message you. Do I know you? I'm like half tempted to, but at the same time I feel like it'll just probably be like, how should I put this? I guess I'm scared of, like, catching a virus or something on my phone. There's probably plenty of viruses on it already, but, you know, if I can prevent one more, I'm gonna prevent one more. Yeah, I don't know who it is. According to Spotify, it's like, oh, you've sent stuff to this person before, and I'm like, no, I haven't. I literally have not ever. In fact, I think most of the times that I share stuff on Spotify too, if not with Johnny, it's usually like on Twitter. I'll be like, guys, check this song out. And yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what to make of this. I was joking around on Twitter and Blue Sky though, just like, please be a hot lesbian, please. Like, if the profile picture means anything, please let it mean that. But yeah, I just don't think I'm gonna message it because I genuinely don't know what to make of this. If I do figure out who this person is, I'll be sure to update you guys. But for now, I'm just going to sit here and be confused as to how that happened. Because, once again, I still don't know. On a side note, since you're here, writer, October 26th, that is a Sunday, we are hosting a little Halloween event at the store, and I will be running a Halloween-themed one-shot. Probably sometime during the day. We'll see. But I have, yeah, Halloween stuff. It's gonna be great. I have something in mind already, which is gonna be fun. I think I finally came up with a good, big, bad, evil guy, for people to take down, so, So I'm excited about that. I'm gonna have to message everyone and be like, hey, one-shots are back! I'm gonna do Jekyll and Hyde in space. What about me? It's going to involve sacrifices and cults and stuff. Last year, I ran one about, vampires, kind of. You go to this undead city called Crypthaven, and, the players had to go to this undead city called Crypthaven, and they had to participate in a blood sport so they could win an engagement ring from a jeweler, because the jeweler was also the same person running the televised blood sport. It was fun. Hello James, welcome. We are changing the Tuesday streams to the nighttime one, just because it seems to be a little bit more populated during night, and me, as funny as much as I can talk to myself for 3 hours on camera without anyone in chat, it is not particularly fun to talk to myself for 3 hours in front of the camera without anyone in chat. Let's see. What have you missed, James? I got 2 Discord friend requests from usernames I completely do not recognize at all, and I'm mildly concerned because I am aware of the Discord hack. I would have put my phone on Do Not Disturb, but I've decided it'd be a fun game to see how many random friend requests on Discord I can get within stream. You also missed the conversation about, the pink-haired Steven Universe character, Mystery Girl, showing up in my Spotify. Spotify is telling me to message someone with this profile picture, and I don't know who they are. Like, genuinely. Spotify is just telling me. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna start this story all over. Spotify, you can message people on there, for whatever reason. I don't like it. Sounds like a lame horror movie plotline you're in. It's more like, in my point of view, it's more of like the start of a bad rom-com. But yeah, you can go to Spotify, and you can, the most boring Scream opening ever, literally. And you can message people now, for some reason. I don't know why you would ever want to message your friends on a music streaming site. I'm going to visit their headquarters with a barbed wire baseball bat. But jump scare, there is an account that I don't know. I don't follow them. They don't follow any of my friends. And Spotify is telling me to message them. Their profile picture is a pink-haired character from Steven Universe that is not Rose Quartz. The fandom calls her Mystery Girl because we never actually learn her name, so she's just the pink-haired mystery girl from the show. And I don't know what to make of this. I don't know who this person is. I don't know why Spotify is telling me, yeah, you've messaged this person before. You've shared content with each other. No, I haven't. No, I have not. Like, very, very hard no. So, I'm not sure what's going on there. It's totally a horror movie plotline. What do you mean? No, this is definitely the start of like a bad rom-com. Part of me is like, well, that's kind of just me hoping, like, please just be like a random lesbian, like, who is like single. It would be so funny. It would actually be so funny if this was how me and a person like hooked up, because that would be hilarious. But what's it called? The Spotify killer, imagine. Oh man. But like I don't know what that account is doing there. Oh, water time. I drank water before I came up here. Does that count? I have to. Hooray, one small sip to satiate the Hydrate Cur squad. But yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what to make of all of that. I still don't have a shade of gray to use for the Scalera. I'm gonna steal this one. I should really update all of those color palettes with every single color I could possibly need, but I met a chick on Spotify would be wild, dude. But like I high-key want that to happen. Like that is the only reason why I'm like contemplating messaging. Like wouldn't that be wouldn't that be funny? Like wouldn't that be like the funniest thing in the whole world? But on the chance that it's not, I'm simply just gonna not, message them. Once again, if I find out who it is, I'll update you guys, but, I don't think I'm gonna find out who it is. Maybe the AI has gone sentient. Unironically, it kinda has. It's gone a little rogue, we'll put it that way. Recently, I think it was... Oh man, what day was this? It might have been Sunday, I don't remember. Sunday, I got a video in my recommended feed. Oh hi, Hecate Persephone. Howdy, just tuning in on my drive back from the site. If I drop out, that's fine. That's quite alright. If you gotta have this on the side, do drive safely, and everything. Yeah, I think I know which study you're talking about. Yeah, so they put the AI in a little simulation, and they had the AI go through a couple of company emails, one of which was like, hey, this employee named, we'll call him John, this employee named John is assigned to shut down the AI at this time. Yep, I still have that tab up. Yep. And you'll never guess what the AI tried to do in pursuit of self-preservation. Actually, I'm sure you can already guess because you have the thing pulled up. It blackmailed the guy. And then in a different scenario, it tried to kill him. So we are barreling. We are sprinting for those funny dystopian futures every single goddamn sci-fi movie has warned us about. I don't know. Part of me is like this. I don't want that to happen. And I think at this point, like, we should be doing everything to just, like, stop it. Like, we don't need to advance technology any further. Just kill it all. Shouldn't have existed in the first place. On the other hand, I'm pissed. And, on the other hand, I'm hilariously pissed. We'll put it that way. I think the human race should be wiped out by these AIs. It would be really funny. Because I'm just that upset already. Heck, and Persephone sounds like such a relaxing group of gods to be with. Like, the only thing better is Hypnos and Hestia. Yeah. Oh, man. You think Demeter and Persephone ever, like... You think they, like, get high on their own supply? Like, I know they're, like, nature goddesses and stuff, so it's like... Surely we all go, like, the druid character route. You might be asking, what could that mean? Druidcraft is a wonderful skill, or cantrip. I absolutely abused, druidcraft in my campaigns to grow weed. I severely enjoyed that both me and my coworker had functionally the same character, the pothead druid, which has to be one of the funniest things. I didn't realize that this was like a common thing amongst people who make druids, but it seems like it is, because in Baldur's Gate 3 there's even like a whole mention of like druids just like hotboxing a grove, which is so funny. Also, my friend is texting me. Let me just let her know. But yeah, that has to be like the funniest thing. It's Airy, I don't know if I'm gonna keep up like the funny magical drug dealer thing. I think it'll like pop up in a few instances. Absolutely. I bet Serki has some weed nymphs too. I fully buy into that. Like, there's no way. Like, all of the nature magic people, whether it's like from mythology or like some other fantasy thing, there's no way that they're not just all thinking the same thing. Let's see. Let's get the Chino reference going. Or actually... what would be the better way to approach this? I think it's fine if I just, like, do all the layers that I can first, and then, anyways. I remember page 7, I was rendering that one on my laptop, actually, because I still had yet to move the character reference sheets that you've been seeing onto my cloud save. Speaking of the cloud save, I desperately need a way to, like, put folders in here or something, because, this is gonna get terribly disorganized, so fast. It's gonna be sad. But anyways... What was I saying? I think this is kind of the last thing I remember. Airy, I don't know how often, like, the whole, like, weed jokes are going to pop up around here. I made her when I was 16 is the thing, right? So it's like, haha, weed is hilarious. I think in my head she still does smoke, but not like super super often. And that's kind of just me like projecting, because like I don't smoke, so it's kind of hard for me to imagine making a character who does. Because also I just don't like smoking in general. But I think she would do it like occasionally, just like when she's like really really stressed, which I think makes sense for her character. Oh yeah, I remember the other thing I was gonna say too. When I was rendering the other page, I kind of regret giving Elian so much hair. Just to pull up her reference again, like if her hair looks like normal length here, it's actually all the way down here. Like past her, like down to her lower back and everything. Back then it wasn't like super super hard to like render because I was like less detailed about it, but now I am. And just to open page 7 again and show you guys what I'm talking about, I still need to bother Johnny for like some simple backgrounds here. Arguably I should just do them myself, but he wants to practice color theory, so like because I do like this whole thing now where I actually kind of like continue these outlines with the painting. It's really annoying. Like, it's actually really, really annoying to render her hair. Especially because it's, like, really dark, too. So I don't know what I'm gonna do there. Well, I know what I'm gonna do. The answer is suffer. Because that's what I do. I make things harder for myself. Well, you know, I kind of like it that way. I learn a little bit. I will learn my lesson, but I will not apply what I've learned. We'll put it that way. Because I'm stubborn. I did thankfully get a thing in my YouTube recommended feed. It was like, things to avoid when making your webcomic. Thankfully, I think all of them are things I have been avoiding for the most part. One of the first things that was brought up was do not have a big exposition dump at the beginning of your story. I don't know if that applies. I think what I might do is, I might have people preview it. Not that I can really change it because of... I've already gotten this far with, like, all of the pages and everything. Also, I just realized I gotta make sure that the music is looping. So we can have nice, seamless Animal Crossing jams going on. Also, I think I gotta change, like, the gray here. I think it's a bit too dark compared to what I've been using for the rest of the comics, so I'll fix that in a moment. Please tell me I grabbed the right... Yeah, I knew it. I grabbed the wrong color. It's amazing that I have, like, actual reference sheets for these characters, because what was it? For a solid period of time, when it was just me having to do, like, June and, like, other background characters, June doesn't have a reference sheet yet. So I'm literally just referencing the comic pages. One of the reasons why it was kind of taking a while to get this comic off the ground was because I didn't want to make like 50 reference sheets for characters and everything. And I'm at the point where I'm just like, I'm just gonna have a reference layer for the colors. And we'll just try to keep things consistent as we go. I know originally June had a necklace, but I decided to take it out because I was just like, I am not drawing this over and over and over again. I cannot be bothered. Yeah. What did I do over the weekend? Worked more on my friend's Halloween costume. I'm absolutely excited to be doing cottagecore twinsies with them. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait. We got more stuff for the costume, thankfully, and I think we're gonna meet again on Sunday. to try and, like, get some finishing touches down, hopefully. Hopefully. We'll see what happens. Practicing my piano, so a bit quiet. Are you telling me to be quiet, or are you saying that you're gonna be quiet? I'm fine with either. I can turn down my volume. I can speak a lot quieter. Also, I can't wait for Chino's arm hair to, like, completely, I can't. I'm gonna get lost in my rendering. I'm not gonna know what I need to erase. Maybe people won't notice. That's kind of the nice thing. Do not be quiet. Gotcha. Okay, I will be loud and obnoxious again. I get my mom back from the Philippines on Saturday. I just remembered. She has been flying out a lot. Now, to be fair, this trip, was kind of, like, just impromptu, because Ama had, like, I think a minor heart attack and is not doing well. But my favorite thing about this entire ordeal is that, Mom has not communicated with the three of us. I think she has literally only talked to our dad. Which is really funny to think about. Our dad, when he was in Philippines, I think called one of us every single night. To check in and everything. Our mom has not even sent a message to the family group chat. She didn't even tell us that she landed. And I'm just here like the difference between our parents is so funny to me. Yeah, and then you know what's crazy? She's gonna be flying out again, I think October 30th. Thankfully the day after my birthday, so, but I think they were definitely considering just flying out on, like, my birthday, which was either on or before, which is just really funny to think about. She's done it before, I think. Like, she's missed a few of mine, but you know, it's like, it seems backwards from the stereotypes. Well, to be fair, my mom, works. My mom is the one who works. My dad is a stay-at-home dad, and what a man he is for that. He's pretty great sometimes. Other times he is not, and I have to question things. Last week, or I guess the other week actually, I was again helping my friend with the Halloween costume and everything, and I had told my mom at least, like, hey, I'm gonna be out with a friend after work. So they text me later on that day and they're like, are you home? And I'm like, no, I told you I was out with, I'm gonna be out with my friend because we're doing Halloween stuff. And then, lo and behold, just the flurry of text messages, like, don't bring your friend home. Like, you like, and everything. And it's just like, okay. You guys are gonna do this again? Sure. I mean, you could, in my defense, the plan was never to do that. The reason why they were, like, upset, I think, was because, like, literally no one was home, so it's like, I guess in their head, it's like, oh, Kyra's gonna do this. Like, that was never the plan. Mostly because of a couple things. One, I do respect that my parents don't really want people in the house because it's kind of a mess. We're working on, like, getting things, like, actually organized and looking more, I guess, homey right now. But a few weeks ago, it was not, I'll tell you one thing, it was not that. And, what's it called? Two, the other reason, Butters would freak out. Like, part of me kind of doesn't really want people to be over sometimes, just because of the immense stress that it causes Butters. He will scream, bark, and cry, and the few times that we have had people over, like, kind of recently, he has emitted an odor that smells like pee. and it's not pleasant. So, like, there was really nothing to worry about. But of course, they did so anyways. And I'm just like, I am a 24-year-old woman. But you know, it's whatever. They're gonna be like that. I'm gonna be like that. Just the odor. It was just the odor. Johnny had looked it up that one time because he was really trying to figure out, like, did Butters just like pee himself in his cage or something? No. Sometimes when dogs are stressed, they will just release odors, and sometimes it will just smell like pee. Of course, Jimmy has always been fine with visitors. In fact, he loves them. So, we had never really, like, experienced this up until that, like, the times where we did bring people over and Butters would freak out and everything. So yeah, dogs just start smelling like pee when they're stressed. I don't know if it's like I don't know. Obviously, it's got to be like some sort of like defense mechanism, right? I don't know if the pee would actually like ward off predators. I don't think I've heard of it. Let me see. Do dogs release a scent when scared? That's what it is. Here's Reddit. Do dogs smell weird when they are stressed? Let's see. Yeah, I think... Yeah, it looks like the consensus is... well, yeah, because it's the top result, aside from the AI overview, which, by the way, I still can't hide. I'm gonna get into an AI rant. Oh, here's the second result. It's from wagwalking.com. Why do dogs smell when nervous? When a dog is startled, he may accidentally express his anal glands, which excrete an oil that smells like rotten fish. So, it happens. I guess it's not a defense mechanism then if they're using the word accidentally here. So yeah, it does kind of happen sometimes. Just to get into the stupid AI rant. I am so unbelievably sick of AI stuff. And it just contaminating, like, everything about, like, literally any, like, website platform. It's ridiculous. Like, hear me out, right? A couple days ago, YouTube was like, hey, did you know you can ask our AI stuff? And like, the whole point was to ask it stuff like, oh, I'm interested in, like, building videos. Can you show me some cool building videos? Or, what are some DIY crafts that align with my hobbies? And meanwhile, there's a perfectly good search bar at the top of the page. Like, okay, like, here's how I was explaining it to Johnny the other night. I don't support AI, but I can see why people would want to use it. You know, for difficult things that aren't easy to do. As much as I hate AI art, at the same time, I understand, like, where some people are coming from with that. I don't think it's excusable. I don't think it's good at all. I'm not trying to, like, defend it. But what I am saying is that, like, okay, that's, like, reasonable, right? Like, I can see the thought process that gets there. I have an image in my head, and I want to put that image onto a canvas, so I'm gonna have the robot do it for me because I can't do it. Or, yeah, like, the AI to translate tabs, that's also pretty useful. I'm not saying that, not also useful. That is useful. AI art is not useful. Rephrasing that entirely real quick, just to make the point of the argument here. This whole thing about like using YouTube's AI like a buddy. Like, can you show me some cooking videos that involve, like, why do I have to like, you know, it's a lot less work than pretending that this robot is a person and trying to hold a conversation with it. Looking at searching like specific tags. You want to learn how to DIY? Look at the DIY tag. You want to learn how to build something? Look up how to build this. Like, it's once again, I understand wanting AI for like hard things that aren't necessarily easy to achieve, things that are time consuming. I understand the thought process there. I don't understand needing a conversational search bar. I don't know, it's just stupid to me. I'm sure somebody out there gets the point that I'm trying to make. Yeah. It's just like getting like worse too. There's a video that I saw. There's this thing, it's called like Pendant or whatever. And it's like, yeah, it's a I just want you to tell me what this sounds like as like a business pitch, right? Or like I want you to pretend that like that you're hearing this pitch for the first time or something. It's a little pendant that you wear around your neck, and it can see and hear everything around you. Gee, I wonder what that sounds like. That's just mass surveillance. That's so bad. So just like my phone, yeah. I guess it is really not that different if it is pretty much just like phone spyware and stuff like that. But point being, it's the fact that it's being advertised as like a little AI accessory that you could just wear, and it acts like a friend and everything. And you could have conversations with it. Apparently, the backlash from certain people, and by certain people, I mean smart people, people were like graffitiing the advertisements, like, friends are humans, not machines. It was just a whole thing, and I'm so done with like the way technology is going. Oh, my personal hope is that AI just remains a trend, right? Like you like every single goddamned website right now is trying to like use AI because it's trendy. Reality, I think it should just be a trend. At some point, people will get sick of it. And at some point, corporations, even though they might be saving money right now, might end up losing more-ish as people get sick of the thing. That's my hope. And then we just stop. And then we just stop it because, you know, it's no longer useful because nobody wants to use their AI slop products anymore. That's what I'm hoping for. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the case. But I could dream. Or we could also just have, like, big AI takeover already and we just wipe humanity to extinction. I would also be okay with that. The eyes. Does it look different? Yeah. Just wanted to make sure it didn't mix it up somehow. Losing it over like the whole everything lately. It's to the point where like I'm not sure if I trust certain accounts on Twitter anymore. I swear a lot of them just kind of act like bots. I use the ArtMoots tag on social media because like it's a tag really. Like it helps. It helps get eyes on my work, and that's important. The thing is that when you tag like that, it does kind of end up, what's the word I'm looking for? It kind of attracts a lot of attention from bots or people with very bot-like behavior. And look, as bad as I feel for like ignoring people who are like asking to be ArtMoots for the most part, it's not my fault if you guys are gonna talk like bots. Like, I found one person in my comment section a few times now, asking to be ArtMoots, right? And I check the profiles every single time. This person, like, I go to their photos or media or whatever it is to see, like, okay, well, do you post art? Are you even an artist? Because I see a lot of retweeted art here. They have 2 posts, 2 photos that are theirs. And I'm marginally sure that they are just doodles. And I'm like, I don't think... Well, when I say doodles, I mean, like, it kind of just looks like redrawn memes. And I'm like, I don't think this person is real. Like, at all. And, like, I'm, like, sorry to say it, because I understand, like, artists, like, we, as a community, we should try to support each other. But so many accounts just kind of feel like they're not real. Just because of, like, how they, like, post and everything, or the way they, like, ask to be ArtMoots. It's like, I don't think this person is real. So that's where I'm at with that, and I'm just like, I've ignored, like, most of them. I followed one person back today, because, they actually did follow me first, which I think is, like, a sign that they're, like, actually serious about it, at the very least. But it's still just, like, I don't know. Maybe I should just stop using the tag. I feel like I should just stop, because it's like, clearly, dead internet theory approach it. Yeah, you're not wrong, because, like, just to go to the page real quick, I posted a little, ink thingy of a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern, because I want to make fall-themed stickers and everything, because I think it'd be cute. And I want to sell those stickers. There's 8 comments on the post, which, by the way, I'm surprised things are even, like, going. There's one person, it's, like, Art Mutuals, but, like, instead of, like, the word mutual being spelled normally, it's, like, mew, like a cat, like, mew, like, Art Mutuals. Thankfully, I think this person is real, but once again, I'm just like I can't stand, like, it's like the same thing over and over. And this is the thing. This is the other account where it's like, I don't think, I'm sure to an extent that they're an artist, but this account has existed since July, and in their media tab, it's 2 memes. Neither of these memes, I think, are, like, I'm pretty sure these are just, like, what's it called? Like, saved from somewhere else. And I'm like, what is going on? So it's like, I don't want to trust people asking to be ArtMoots anymore, because it's like, I don't think they're real. It's the same thing for the autumn playlist cover. Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't trust it. Yeah, no. If, at this point, like, if you want to be moots with me, please talk like a real person. I don't I don't know. It's concerning. We'll put it that way. Let's see, how did I render the beads here? That looks like the acrylic brush, and I would have used watercolor for gold. Perfect, let's go. So like on one hand I feel bad, but on the other hand, I don't trust the internet right now, like at all. I'll probably like make a post about it, just like, hey, like, I know I'm gonna keep using like the art moots tag, but do not ask to be art moots. It comes across as like very like bot-like behavior. And my faith in the internet is like in the shitter at the moment, just because of like everything that I'm seeing. Like if people want to unfollow me for that, that's like perfectly fine. I get it. Because you know, I think to an extent, like follower counts matter. But you know, it's like, I don't want like the overinflated numbers. I don't want to be that artist. I want things to be very real. I've always like kind of like prided myself on that. Like, try to keep away from like very like businessy soundy tweets and everything. I think whenever I post art, I kind of like, I like, what's it called? I like writing like little blurbs about it. Because a lot of what I do, again, is like very like world buildy Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So I think it's like important for me, at least, that there's a little bit of blurb with each art. Like, to be honest, sometimes I'll be like, hey, I didn't really like feel like drawing on this piece, or this is just like a random character who's like never gonna show up again. They have a name and everything, but it was like this. And I think people mostly appreciate that. I think I haven't like gotten any backlash for that yet. Let's get these balls colored. Chino has a really nice design. Johnny, I think he drew him for one of his classes, like, was it last year? I think it was last year. It must have been because, what's it called? Because, this comic has technically been in the works since last year, but, I love that the reason why I didn't start this was because I just hated the opening so much that I just didn't want to work on it until I found, like, a better way to open the comic. I think it's fair, to say, like, hey, you shouldn't rely on, like, external, like, pleasing crowds and stuff and making the perfect webcomic for everyone to enjoy, because that's not gonna happen. And I'm fully aware of that. However, I think it is completely fair for me to be like, yeah, no, this is some dog shit right now. I need to come up with something else, otherwise this will just be, otherwise I'll just like hate it. I don't know. Because it's true, like just as artists. Yeah, no, I also cannot do a piece unless I get a good sketch down. No, literally, it's like I will, if I need to get the sketch down, I will redo that sketch, like, as many times as I need. It's the same thing with writing. The only issue with writing is that I'm a much slower writer than I am an illustrator, I guess. An artist. I just don't want to use artist, because technically writers are artists, too. Point being, though, like, you cannot get me to finish a piece that I don't like. So it was the same thing with the comic last year. Originally it opened with Aerie walking down the druid dormitory with an iPhone in her hand, just to really hammer in that modern fantasy setting. Also, I'm getting warm. I'm gonna take off my sweater, or my jacket, I should say. Cardigan, really. Just to really hammer that in. But it felt very, like, it felt very bland. It didn't feel, um, it wasn't a good hook, right? Like, in language arts, when they had you write essays and everything, they're like, you need a good intro, otherwise people aren't gonna read your essay. And it's true. It's true. The number of books I didn't read because I didn't like the first few sentences is hilarious to me. You need to, like, you gotta grab the reader's attention. And unfortunately, the way that the comic opened before was not it, so I just didn't. The whole thing about, like, the team kind of struggling to come up with a team name was actually one of the first ideas that I came up with on how to open the comic. But I think at the time we didn't really know how to, like, execute it either. And I think the episodes, or our idea of, like, episodes and chapters back then too, were much shorter than the plan going forward right now. So yeah, I'm actually quite pleased that that little idea of, like, everyone kind of, like, struggling to come with a team name together is what we settled on, because I really like that opening, but at the same time it's like, well, I don't just want to open on that too, so it's like it's just not quite right just yet. Like, I feel there had to be, like, some kind of build up, I think. I swear this is somewhat in topic, but it made me wonder what it's like being a public attorney having to defend someone you know is guilty. Like you said, you just can't get into it unless you're on board with what you're making. Yeah. You gotta hand it to some lawyers out there who I think it's like they can try, but they, like, if they, like, know that there's no saving your ass, they're not gonna try super hard. I think, yeah, so I was reading the Danger Days comic, and that's where I got the idea to sort of open it with, like, a little, like, radio show, podcast, news sort of thing. I thought that was a really fun way to, like, introduce the world without doing the whole, like, oh, I'm gonna exposition dump now. Like, no, we actually avoided that. I think, like I said, I think the way the comic opens now, like this particular page here, with June just sort of, like, opening her show and then getting glimpses of things that are happening in the world. So another huge part about storytelling is showing and not telling. And thankfully there's an unholy amount of room in comics where you can just show people things and not tell them. That's kind of why I like the webcomic medium of storytelling, or just comics in general, because it's like, it's so... I like the visual cues. I like the it's like being able to watch, it's like watching a show, but since you're reading it too, you can really, like, take it at your own pace, which is nice. You can really, like, sit there and digest the information. You can really, really, like, look at the art and admire it and look at all the little look at all the little details and stuff. It's probably my favorite thing of storytelling. Paneling, I find, is also what draws me heavily into a lot of manga. Oh yeah, paneling is interesting, because initially, me and Johnny, we didn't want to do, like, these borders, or he didn't want to do these borders. I wanted to, because I wanted to be more of, like, a flip format. But since we're gonna be publishing this to Webtoons, we decided on scrolling. And it's definitely been interesting trying to, like, figure out how to format each page for it. It's a whole thing. I'll probably have it so, like, people who are on the Discord can get some of the pages early, like, before I release it, which I think will be fun. It's just, I'm going to ask, like, hey, don't post these anywhere. There's some artists who make panels I couldn't even imagine being translated onto an animation. Oh my god, you just reminded me of another webcomic I read. It's called The Witch's Throne. I don't know how his last name is supposed to be pronounced. Because I know I can pronounce it the Spanish way, or I could pronounce it the Filipino way, because I know he's Filipino, so I'm gonna pronounce it the Filipino way, actually. His name is Cedric Caballes. Caballes, I think. More accurately. Oh my god, first of all, I love his art. If, like, you're really into, like, anime and manga and stuff, I think you would, like, super appreciate it. But his comic, The Witch's Throne, had this really cool scene in one of the chapters. Had this really cool scene in one of the chapters. Oh my god, you could see... I don't know how to describe it. The way, like, every image, like, flowed into the next, and, like, the scenes and everything, you could just see that this was just screaming to be made into an animation. Like, you could see how it would absolutely play out as an animation. And oh my god, it was wonderful for that. Like, I'm super excited for The Witch's Throne. It's on its last season right now. I think we're coming up to the end. I'm so excited. I feel like I know the twist already, but that still doesn't make it, like, any, like, less cool. I think it's incredible, like, the story that he's weaved. I won that art contest too. My art got featured in the webcomic, which was really cool. So about the opposite of what I'm describing. Yeah. But onto the subject of, like, paneling and how to, like, do that. It's interesting because it's like I like doing these borders, but I don't want... I've been changing it around for, like, some pages. So, like, there's one page, 2 pages that don't have the borders, but then it kind of transitions into a page that does. And then, I know the page after this one is also going to be, like, borderless. And so is the one after it. I think I have them, actually. Let's see. Another thing I should probably look into is promoting the webcomic itself. I don't actually know how I'm going to go about that just yet, but I'll figure it out. I love this page. Like, I'm not working on it today because we gotta finish the previous one first. But this has to be one of the funniest pages, I think, so far in the story. You gotta love how much they look like a group of friends trying to play D&D. I like that they're a D&D party who kind of look like they're in their own game of D&D right now. Like, just throw some, like, dice and character sheets onto the table. It's uncanny how much they look like one. It's so funny. Oops. Trying to readjust myself. But yeah. I'm gonna have so much fun trying to draw every single character, though, so... Looking forward to that. Yippee! I love Usagi being flopped over. Man. Yeah, I've been loving the comic work. I wish I worked more on this last week, though, because, what was it? Again, last week I got completely sidetracked. I was doing a little DIY. Because I've been getting more into, like the punk subculture lately. Because I just, like, really appreciate it. Because at the end of the day, they're right. I don't need to go to Hot Topic to find edgy jewelry. I can just make it myself. Last week, I made this little wrist cuff out of some soda, or, like, aluminum can tabs and a screw that I found in our ketchup bin at Carl's Jr. Low-key, I think this is supposed to go on one of our cabinets. Like, the door is still missing because it's broken, because we haven't actually put it back yet. And I think it's because they were missing this screw. All I know is that I found it in our ketchup bin, and I was like, oh, what's this doing in here? And she's like, oh, that's not supposed to be there. And I'm like, well, I'm taking it then. And take it I did. I'm not giving it back. They're like a, $1 million billion company. They're like a fast food chain. spread across the United States, or at the very least West Coast, they can afford one more screw. I think this is what my grade school teachers expected us to do when they were teaching us about recycling. No, I think, well, maybe for you guys, when they were teaching us about recycling, back in elementary, their whole thing was, what's it called? Ooh, did I render this? Yeah, I rendered that with the acrylic brush. Their whole thing was, like, legitimately just, like, putting it in a recycling bin. There was that song, I think it was from, like, Curious George CD or something. I don't know, it was, like, reduce, reuse, recycle, something like that. I think the only one they ever, the only one they ever, like, emphasized to us was the recycle bit, which was just, you know, put it in the recycling bin, and then take it to the thing where they collect the plastic bottles or something. No, because they were actually, like, asking us to make bags out of plastic bottles. That's so funny. I mean, good for them on that. Yeah, if it can, but that would have been nice if it was if my school did that, but they didn't. Like I said, they kind of just they were like, it's the 3 R's of sustainability, except we kind of only focused on one of them, from what I remember. Now I still encourage recycling, but like, I'm not sure if plastic bottles would be the way to go. There are ways to reuse plastic bottles, I'll put it that way. Like, you can easily, like, cut, like, especially the colored ones, like the Sprite bottles, easy, like, little plastic charms you can make out of those. I don't know if you could, like, shrink plastic it, but I've seen people do stuff out of that. I've seen people, like, use them as molds, or, like, maybe, I don't know if they would go so far as to use them to, like, hold plants and stuff. You know, maybe I don't want to wear garbage as accessories. I'm joking, but the bag thing is a little much in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think you should be using plastic bottles as plastic bags. Reality, what you should be doing, the best thing to do is just cut plastic use at the end of the day. That's my personal opinion with it. Now obviously it's not necessarily an easy ask, so it's like, if you gotta drink water from a plastic bottle, by all means, do that, because, you know, things be difficult to manage sometimes. But for me personally, I've been holding on to some aluminum cans just so I can make stuff from them. Because the other thing that I made last week-ish, I think, was this choker. I can't figure out how this is supposed to go. It's something like this. But the lobster clasp is on the left and I'm right-handed. Anyways, it's a choker. The studs are made... The studs are made out of aluminum again. This little charm came from a Hot Topic bracelet that didn't fit me and everything. Get it on there, get some chains, and I have a choker with the little Black Parade guy from MCR on there, and it's great, and I like it a lot. I wish I could wear it at work, but I can't. But yeah, bringing your own bottle is good. Yeah, that's always a good thing for me. We still use the plastic bottles at home. I thought we were supposed to see, because we bought a water filter, right? So in my head, it's like, okay, well, I'll just, like, use up the last of the water bottles or something, so we can stop buying these, right? That's what it has been for, like, the past few months. As it turns out, we're still buying them, because even though we have the water filter, it is not a big water filter at all. According to our dad, we would just run out of water so quickly, like all the time. So we still have the water bottles. I'm like, okay, that's okay. We
hoard them all, and then we take them to the recycling thing whenever that is. Like, that's fine. I know another brand that I've kind of been using whenever I can, or whenever I feel like it, too, is Liquid Death. Their whole thing is, well, not their whole thing, because they do actually have, like, flavored drinks and stuff, but they really pride themselves on using, like, aluminum cans and cutting back on plastic packaging, which I appreciate, but at the end of the day, I'm still not sure how helpful that actually is. Because, you know, I think regardless of whether it's aluminum or plastic, you still gotta use energy to remelt all of that back down to something usable. I guess maybe aluminum's just easier. I should have done my research on this. But I do like them. They have a flavor of lemonade iced tea called Dead Billionaire, and that is something I can get behind. Should I be talking about dead billionaires on Twitch? Is that a bad idea? Anyways, yeah, I like Liquid Death. I think they're a very silly brand. I think another brand that's also been, like, I don't know, not on this, I don't mean this on the sustainability side, because I don't know a lot about them, but a lot of people seem to praise, like, Arizona as another brand that's just, like, that hasn't really, like, fallen to, like, corporate greed or anything like that. I feel like that's the last thing I heard. It might have changed by now, but point being, I heard Arizona is, like, an actually decent corporation amongst the many, many terrible ones out there. So I appreciate that a lot. I also like the look of their cans. I want to do something, not with, like, the inside of the, like, the silver part of the aluminum, but rather, like, the colored outside bit. I want to do something with that, but I'm not sure what yet. Probably another wrist cuff, but it's like, it's gotta be, like, a different vibe for the wrist cuff, you know what I mean? Like to go with, like, that cool teal and the pink and stuff. Like, that, like, I actually kind of have to, like, deviate a little bit away from, like, the edgelord stuff. I'm not exactly sure how I want to go about that just yet, but I do have the cans saved. There's a bunch more in, downstairs. I just actually have to wash them first. I don't think my parents would mind if I took it. The other thing, too, I'm not planning on selling any of, like, the DIY stuff that I make. Because I think that kind of defeats the point of it a little bit. So what's it called? One of the big things about, like, punk culture is, it's very, like, anti-capitalist, anti-consumerism, I think. And I think if I tried to sell these, it'd be a little bit hypocritical. So, if anything, I'm happy enough making them for myself. What I might do, I might, like, cut up a bunch of studs, and maybe anytime I go to, like, art markets, it's like, hey, if you want to make, like, your own stuff that I'm, like, wearing here, feel free to just, like, grab a handful of these, for free, because, you know, I get them for, like, basically nothing. Kids used to make tambourines out of bottle caps here, so yeah, see? That's cool. That's cool. And that's actually great, because instruments are expensive. There's a video that was in my recommended feed a bit ago. It was a guitar with, like, a balloon in the sound hole and everything, and it's just titled Poor Man's Banjo, and every single comment section is like, historically, isn't a poor man's banjo literally just a banjo? Oh, how the times have changed. It is so sad. Oh my god, I have to render her hair. Let me at least save the canvas first. Speaking of bottle caps, do I still have it here? I do. There's a company called Jones Soda. It's like, they come in, like, really, really fun flavors. I've been getting things on how to, like, DIY your own, like, little, like, pins and buttons. I've been planning on doing that with this bottle cap for a bit now. I think it's so cute that on the back it says, "I love you." Thanks. Bit sharp though, aren't they? So are like safety pins though, if you think about it. And so is like all of the DIY stuff that I have made. Like these aluminum studs are very pointy. But you know, I think like reality, it's sharp, but it's not dangerous, you know? I gotta look at the tutorial again too, just to see like how they really did it. Like, I cut up a solid amount of aluminum can at this point, and I haven't really cut myself so severely yet, so I'm kind of convinced that this is like decently safe. Oh my god, Elian, why did I give you so much? I regret giving her so much hair. But she deserves it. I think she has, like, some of the best dialogue of the chapter so far. Like the previous page, Maudius, the other rogue in the party, is like, you know, isn't it like a bunch of strangers coming together to form an adventuring team? Isn't that kind of how it's done? And she goes like, yeah, like 150 years ago. Not like any of you are old enough to remember. Which I think is just so funny. She's definitely, she has, the way I wrote her is very difficult. Cause she's supposed to be, like, you know, a little mean. Very rough around the edges. She's, like, the brooding rogue archetype, except, a lot more outspoken, and stuff. So, the way that the shipping chart that we made, to lock in character dynamics with the party, everyone hates her. Everyone is gonna be so annoyed with her for the first chapter. And so on and so forth, probably. But I had to, the best part, because I'm pretty far into the script already for chapter 1. The best part is I had to, like, write a scene to, like, give her a better reason for being a part of the team, because the way she's written so far, it's like she doesn't want to be there, so it's like, to the reader, it's like, okay, well, why is this character even here? And she has her redeeming qualities, it's just, they don't show that often. But she's here to stay. She's here to stay. And I like her a lot so far. I don't know if people are gonna like her. She's kind of written to be a little unlikable, which I think that's a good thing to have. Not every character has got to be like a good person, or likable for that matter. But I like her so far, which is good. Like writing wise, I think I've done a pretty good job at characterizing her so far. And speaking of characterization, we had, not that I've completely rewritten a different member of the team, but we kind of had to figure something out. Apparently things got a little miscommunicated, and it has been a year since I started this little passion project. Clive's character for the comic, apparently he also envisioned her as like a brooding, dark and edgy type. So we were like talking about chapter 2, right? Because I am coming up to the end scene of chapter 1 in the script. And I was asking like, oh Clive, do you want Amira to have like a roommate or something? And he was like, no, I feel like that would get in the way of like her backstory. And we were like, how would that get in the way of her backstory, right? Because all of us who are in on the writing and everything know like the stuff that's going to happen and everything. Turns out Clive wrote Amira to be very like edgy, Except when we designed her, we already had something completely different in mind. So it just, like, the brooding, edgy archetype, for one, does not fit her design at all. Two, is also completely filled by a different member of the team. The one that I'm working on right now. So we had a problem. We had a little bit of a problem, so we had to work around it. Thankfully, we came up with a solution that Clive was satisfied with. And we liked it a lot too, because it brought up the opportunity for, like, conflicts with the other characters, which I think is great. One of the biggest things that I wanted to make sure I did for the comic was I wanted to make sure every character, like, could stand on their own, without the need of the protagonist, and two, I wanted each relationship between each character in the team to be really, really well defined. And if it's not well defined now, it's going to be well defined in the future, because this is, at the end of the day, a found family story. And the reason why this was important to me was because of this YouTube short I saw discussing this exact problem. Referencing Avatar: The Last Airbender here and the Legend of Korra series. The reason why the gang felt so tight-knit, like Aang, Sokka, Katara, and the rest, the reason why it felt so tight-knit was because, like, each character within the team could, one, exist on their own, two, had really well-defined relationships between each of them. Like, Sokka and Katara were brother and sister, and they act like siblings. Aang and Katara are, you know, they're endgame, and they're really good friends, and they trust each other. Aang and Zuko, Zuko used to try and kill Aang, but, you know, they worked it out, and now he's, like, one of his most trusted friends. Katara and Toph, obviously have, like, a little bit of, like, a rivalry, with each other. I don't know if rivalry is the right word. The point is, they butted heads a lot. Because they were so different. And that's what made the group feel, like, really, really real. Like, it wasn't, like, a perfect friend group. It was, like, it had its flaws, and it had, like, there were some characters who were better friends with some members of the team than others. And that was cool. That was good. The problem with Korra, like, the series, the problem with The Legend of Korra, that the video pointed out, was that every single character kind of... they didn't really have developed relationships outside of their relationship with Korra. So, like, yeah, you could say that Bolin and Mako were, then Katara and Zuko here breaks the fanbase. It's so funny. I don't particularly care for Zutara as a ship. Honestly, I don't even think I feel that strongly about the ships in Avatar. Like, to me, it was never, like, the romance show, I guess, where, like, relationships like that played, like, a huge part in it. So I just didn't really care. It was probably, like, the part of the series that I cared the least about, arguably, which is really funny. But also, Zuko and Mai, I think those two are just, like, way more appealing as a pairing. Point being, The Legend of Korra. Point being, like, so many characters kind of, like, relied on Korra, and I don't mean that narratively, like, it was a huge part of their plotline. I mean it, like, from a character writing standpoint. Like, yeah, Mako and Bolin were, like, brothers, but, like, you don't get, a lot out of that. Like, despite the fact that they're siblings. Um, and then of course there was the whole love triangle thing. It was a love square, really. That made things pretty difficult. Oh yeah, do you know what they did to Zuko and Mei? Yeah, I'm reading the comic on Webtoons right now because they did release those there. It's so upsetting, and then, I feel like it doesn't really add a lot to either character, but you know, it is what it is. How am I gonna do these braids? But like, every single character in The Legend of Korra kind of relied on Korra in order to be a character, is the thing. Now, to some extent, I think that could work, but it makes... I feel like it makes Korra the center of attention, like, way too much. Now, maybe it was intentional because what was interesting about The Legend of Korra was that Korra existed in a world that didn't want an avatar, basically. Like, so many of the antagonists in that show were like, were basically trying to get rid of Avatar, the Avatar completely, like, as a concept. Do you think it's because the writers didn't know how many seasons they were gonna get in with Legend of Korra? See, that's the thing that I forgive them with. Because, yeah, if you told me, like, yeah, you guys are gonna get, like, one season to make, like, a fun, like, little sequel thing, it's like, yeah, we'll write this love triangle in, because, you know, love triangles are not bad to do for, like, one season. And then, they're not bad to do for one season, and then they're like, oh, it's season, you guys got renewed for a season 2. It's like, well, shoot, now we gotta come up with something else. And it's like, okay, we're gonna do this. It's the whole Avatar cycle reset, and we're gonna end the series there. And then it's like, okay, you guys get a season 3, and it's like, oh my god, what other funny things can we do here? Like, that's tough. That's tough. Imagine being told, like, yeah, you get renewed for one more season. And then after that season ends, immediately after, it's like, okay, you guys actually get one more. I would be frustrated, because it's like, we wrote this to end. We wrote this to be the end. So yeah, I completely understand there. Yeah, it's an odd way of handling it. By the way, my favorite season of Legend of Korra, easily season 3. The Red Lotus has to be one of the coolest, like, antagonistic forces I have ever seen. All 4 elements coming together, with the sole purpose of killing the Avatar for good. Oh my god, that was cool. Like, Zahir and his friends were so menacing. Like, I absolutely love them. Weakest antagonist? Probably Unalaq, Korra's I think he was our uncle. Something like that. I don't know, it was like a family thing, and then, like, the whole dark Avatar concept I thought was a little bit silly. Yeah, I didn't really like... I thought season 2 was just a little bit too goofy. Season 1, I think, was, like, really strong, because I think the relationship between benders and non-benders was something that was completely, like, overlooked in the original Last Airbender series. It's explored in the comics, actually. But I do like that they were able to bring, like, that conflict to television, because, you know, I know when I was, like, younger, I didn't know that there was, like, comics for Avatar, and I probably didn't have a way to get them either. So season 1, I thought season 1 was phenomenal. Season 4 is alright. I think it was a really cool way of, like, showing, like, really, really showing, like, continuing off that struggle that Korra has been facing pretty much the entire time, because, again, as a different YouTube video pointed out, Korra was fighting to be the Avatar in a world that didn't want her, which I think I don't know, I think that's just a cool concept. Imagine you're destined to be a hero, but nobody, like, absolutely nobody, like, cares for that. Like, nobody wants you to save them. In fact, it's half the time they kind of wish you didn't exist. Like, I think that is a really, really fun thing to play with. I just wish, the way Nickelodeon, like, handled all of that was a little bit different. I'm excited for the new series, though. The whole Earthbender one. I think it's gonna be interesting. Definitely curious as to how it's gonna play out, because I think everyone was saying, like, oh, it's gonna be like a modern day thing. It certainly does not exactly look like a modern day thing. Which is fun. Out of curiosity, why didn't the world want an avatar? Let's see. It's I think one of the big things with Korra, when you look at the conflicts that came up there, as opposed to the big central conflict in Last Airbender. Last Airbender, there was a war that lasted over 100 years. Like, the world needed an avatar. So, you know, it's like, that's a big thing. It wasn't even just like a 100-year war. It was a 100-year global war, right? The conflicts in Korra are very... I don't want to say localized, because they did kind of travel the world a bit. But they were very... like, when you compare it to the scale of war between every single goddamned country in that world, the conflicts in Korra are arguably, like, really, really small. So it's like, oh, like, this is just like a political thing. Why do we need an avatar to do this for us? Like we've handled it without one so far. We can handle it still. Or like, I think season 3, like, one of the big focuses there, with the Red Lotus wanting to get rid of Korra entirely, was the fact that they thought the Avatar was throwing the world out of balance, because, you know, I guess there's a little bit of a point to be made. Why is there one person in the world with that much power? You know? I think their whole thing was, like, a very interesting definition of equality and harmony and peace. Which is certainly a thing. And the world was essentially skewing way, way, way more modern than, you know, it was like, we don't need to rely on, like, the old heroes of the past. Like, we have technology now, there's, like, better systems for these kinds of things, yada yada yada. This is just a whole thing. It was just really interesting to see. I still think The Legend of Korra has to be, like, is an insanely well done, like, narrative as a whole. I know a lot of people don't like her because she comes across as, like, a little Mary Sue-ish, but she has her flaws. And her whole, again, like, I know people definitely didn't like that opening scene where she's, like, bending all of the elements at the age of, like, 4. And, like, I don't think there was anyone in the world that liked that scene. But once again, in the writer's defense, they thought they were getting 1 season of this, and it's like, okay, we can't spend, a whole thing where she's, like, learning all of this. Like, we kind of gotta speed it up. And that's perfectly fine. You know? Maybe if they had known they were gonna get 4 seasons, I think they absolutely would have spread out that season 1 conflict into the 4 seasons. Which would have been really, really fun to see, I think. But of course, that's not what we got. And that's okay. I think, I think her struggling with air is honest. Like, if she could master, like, the other three elements like really easily. Her struggling with air, I think, is way more interesting at the end of the day. Is there any good reason why Nick did it that way? Probably just my personal guess is this. I think it's common knowledge that sequels can be a little risky, no matter what you do, because there's always the issue with sequels is that they always have some like an expectation to live up to. So it was probably just like out of caution. Like, we don't want to invest so much money into this, so we'll probably just do it like one season, because we'll do like the bare minimum for this, or we'll give the bare minimum amount of money that we think it needs, and we'll see how it goes from there. If it does well, maybe we can get a season 2. If it doesn't, well, it's just one season, we don't lose a lot of money out of it. And then it did really well, and they were like, okay, well, here we go. That's what I'm thinking. Because, shows come and go like that all the time. Like, they could still be, like, really good and still only have, like, a few seasons. But yeah. I still love, like, the Red Lotus so much. One of my personal favorite things about the Red Lotus, actually, is, the fact that most of them use, like, an alternate bending style. Like, Pili had the, combustion bending, Gazan, I think that was his name, had the lava bending, Minghua still had regular water bending, but the fact that she didn't have any arms and instead used water bending as arms, that was cool. That was, like, legitimately, like, really fun. Also, you gotta love that official fan art of all of them being in a band together. It's so funny. Yeah, but to keep doing it for every season seems absurd in my opinion. Yeah, it's a bit absurd, but, what do I know about running a big corporation? What do I know about the entertainment business, I say, as I make a comic for entertainment purposes. Yeah. All of that to say, like, I think Avatar is absolutely a show and story and everything that I've definitely taken some inspiration from, just writing style wise. The other big one, honestly, for me is Teen Titans, like the original one. Definitely not Teen Titans Go. Because my favorite thing about that is, even though, Robin is the protagonist, he's, every single member in that team has their character arc. I guess it's the same with Avatar, but, like, Teen Titans, because I kind of watched that one, like, shortly before I decided I want to start working on this comic again. I liked it a lot for the fact that every single character had, like, their season to be the main character. I think that was a phenomenal move, because it, like, you don't just want to focus on the leader of the team. That would be ridiculous. But then it's like, oh, well, how do we go about that then? We make a lot of, like, slice of life sort of, like, content, and then we build up to an antagonist for the special star team member of the season to tackle. Beast Boy got 2 character arcs in the show, which is kind of funny to me, because Starfire got none, but at least she had the movie, and the movie was really good. Also, I gotta love... My favorite thing about having rewatched Teen Titans back, like, 2 years ago now, maybe? It's coming up on 2 years, I think. 2 years ago, we'll call it at that. Was this, it had been a while since I had seen the original show, and some of the stuff that I could kind of only remember was the stuff from Teen Titans Go, because that was, like, all that was airing, right? Like, they would not air the original one, much to my displeasure. so I was like, oh, well, surely, the whole, hang on, I gotta ban a bot real quick. I was like, okay, well, surely the whole Raven and Beast Boy thing had to have come, like, there's gotta be, like, some original source material here. That's where everyone was getting this from, right? Because, you know, it's a popular pairing. You see it all the time. Like, it had to come from something. Right? And that was my thing going into it, right? I wasn't just watching it for that. I was just, like, genuinely, I was, like, I wanted to watch it again. And I was also kind of expecting, like, oh, well, I'm sure they have, like, a whole thing. Like, there's gotta be a reason why this community goes so hard with Beast Boy and Raven. Apparently not. Apparently, we all just hallucinated that. In the words of a YouTuber I watch sometimes, his name is Sarcastic Chorus. Yeah, when you watch that entire show, they do not have that many, like, episodes surrounding them. I'm pretty sure it's just 2 of them. There's one in season 1, and I think one more in, like, season... Man, I don't know. I think I've seen the same vid. Yeah. No, literally. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, really? I'm just like, where did all of this go? Like, we all hallucinated so hard. That Teen Titans Go, which again I think is done by the same creators. It's just they wanted, like, something dumb and silly to do. Played into it. Like, did we manifest this? Did we hallucinate this into existence? Doesn't he say Robin and Raven have more chemistry? Yeah. Well, okay, to be fair, they still kind of don't really interact at all. Like, I think Raven interacts as much with Robin as she does with Beast Boy. So it swings neither, but the whole reason why people might say that is because when Raven had her season to be the main character, apparently the person she trusted most was Robin. Apparently. But to be fair, when you look at it, when you look at the episode again where all of that was taking place, it reads more like this. I think they made it Robin because Robin is the main character. You know, he's the leader of the team. He is the main character. And I think in every single season, well, yes, a different team member had a chance to be the main person going through the character arc. If I remember correctly watching the show, Robin helps them. Will help that character through their character arc. Like, he will be there assisting the character. So I guess to keep with the style of the show and to keep Robin as the protagonist, that's why that was done. That's why Robin and Raven had that moment. A lot of people, if I remember in the comments section though, did kind of read most of their interactions as more like sibling-like. Honestly, just out of principle, I'm gonna have to agree there, because that entire episode did see Raven kind of getting reverted back to a child. And if I have to use that episode as my evidence for Raven and Robin being a good ship, I don't think I have the heart to do that. Because once again, Raven got Raven was briefly a child in that episode when they shared when they shared a deep conversational moment with each other. I'm trying to dance around these words so I don't accidentally make it sound bad, because when you look at it, I think it really did read more as like a brother-sister thing than it did a romantic thing. That, or once again, it is my brain just telling me, like, absolutely not. Anyways. But yeah, I still can't believe everyone hallucinated Beast Boy and Raven. That has to be one of the funniest things that has ever happened in the history of history. I think as a child, I remembered Beast Boy and Terra for sure. And honestly, I think that one's a lot cuter just because it's like, like that felt like really genuine. That one just felt like really genuine to me. I think that one was really cute. Beast Boy and Terra. And I do like how Terra was handled at the end of the season too. Or at the end of the series, I should say. I think that was a good end on her character when you really take it all into consideration. Yeah. So again, Teen Titans is a little bit of an inspiration for this webcomic too, because I want to be able to handle that. Eri, because she's my character, I think it's only fair that she gets to be the protagonist, but I want to give every member of the team like a chance to be the main character too. God, yeah, I've been seeing a trend similar to that in much gacha games. There's been at least 5 character stories in the game where I meet a child version of the character. For some reason, they've only done it with female characters. Yeah, like, okay, oh my god. I see. It's I just think it's a weird trope, I think, to have, like, characters who are supposed to be, like, romantically involved with each other, like, meet a child version of the other character. I just think that comes off as, like, very, like, I think depending on how you do it, it might come across as, like, grooming, but, like, I think, in my opinion, you really gotta handle that well. Which is exactly why I'm, like, of the firm belief that, Raven and Robin in the original Teen Titans had to have been, like, it had to have been, like, interpreted as siblings. Because otherwise, I would feel a little gross. I just can't. I can't with that. There's a lot of, like, anime stuff that's like, oh, you mean like in Seven Deadly Sins? I am still talking about like Teen Titans to an extent, but yeah, Seven Deadly Sins. I didn't watch that one, but I did watch Sarcastic Course's video on that because while I don't watch anime, it is extremely funny to watch people rant about really bad animes. Yeah, no, Seven Deadly Sins is actually insane. Again, I've never seen it before, but I did watch a video essay on it. Jesus Christ. I don't understand the thought process behind any of those plot lines. I don't get it. I don't get it. And anime has, I just want to say real quick, anime has done such a disservice to short people. Like, I'm gonna say it right here. Short people got done horrifically dirty by anime. Because now, God forbid, a character in an anime be short, because now we're gonna call them all children. Or it's like if you draw a character a little less below average height, it's like, oh, why did you draw a child? And I'm like, this is not a child, this is a short adult. And people now can't make that distinction. Which is so frustrating to me as a person who stands at a staggering 5'2". It's not even just in anime. People think, like, during like the Baldur's Gate 3 hype and everything, when that was like, when Baldur's Gate 3 was super trendy, there was like people saying that like the halflings and gnomes were halflings, gnomes, and dwarves, like the short races, like, oh, they're all coded to be like children. No, they're just short. They're just short. There's a very distinct difference between making someone small and childlike and making someone just short. Oh man, you actually are child height. Yeah, it's so sad. Another example, Rebecca from Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I haven't finished it yet, so don't say anything. I already know what happens to her, and I'm still grieving over it. She is a short adult. She is a short adult, and she's written like an adult because she is an adult. And I think there's still some people say, like, oh, anime weirdos and their obsession with sexualizing children. She's just short. She's literally just short. Nothing about her is childlike outside of her height. I think it's the same thing with, like, hello, how are you doing? Can you tell by the rant that I'm having as a staggering 5-0, I'm happy you take up the fight for we Smurfs, Lamau. What do you do of the opposite then? I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't exactly know what you mean with that. Okay, because literally all it is just, what do you think of the opposite then? Like sexualizing adults? I think sexualizing, if that's what you mean, sexualizing adults is pretty normal, I'd say. Oh shoot, I still gotta get the yellow trim on Chino's thing, I just realized. Because like in Demon Slayer... Oh, I haven't seen Demon Slayer. Okay, so we're talking... Hold on, that's spoilers, Lamau. I don't know. Point being, I think it is downright annoying. Even like small-chested like women, it's like people will be like, how could you sexualize this child? It's like, small-chested women exist. Basically, child character has a form where they turn into an adult. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little fan service-y. Yeah, I don't like that either. I think here, this might be a hot take. If the character is an adult, they should stay in the body of an adult. And if the character is a child, the child should stay in the body of a child. Is that controversial? I don't like it. I don't like it. I think the only piece of media that I've seen that has like vaguely gotten away with that is Shazam. Just because the concept is so stupid and silly, I don't think anyone was taking it that seriously. Or something. I don't know, I haven't seen Shazam, I just remember the trailer and laughing really hard at the concept. But yeah, like I said, I think there's a, let me put it this way, there's a distinct difference between like aging up a character, and drawing them as an adult in like a very regular sort of manner. But I think if you're drawing them as an adult with the express purpose of sexualizing a character, a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. People try to like make, I feel like it's such a stupid thing to argue about sometimes. People will be like, well, what do you want me to do, sexualize the child? I'm like, could you maybe just keep the topic of sex and this character who is canonically a minor completely separate, maybe? But then it's weird because like people, I think, want to accuse other people of being pedophiles like so bad that they'll like latch onto like any reason to be like, no, like you can't draw a character like this because this and that. And it's like, I think we are confusing what it means to do anything at this point. Because once again, short adults exist. Had to mute, my mom entered the room. Understandable. Because once again, short people exist. We exist. And we do reach the age of adulthood. Small-chested women exist. Like, just because a character is short does not mean they are a child. And I think that's frustrating. Apparently my grandma needs me to explain her tour guide's instruction. Needs me to explain to her tour guide's instructions for her Vietnam trip. Congrats. I hope your grandma has a fun time in Vietnam. I've never been, but interesting. You go do that real quick, James. Sometimes tour guides do be a little bit confusing. When me and my mom went to Barcelona, man, those instructions for the guides were so specific. Like, you had to be there at this exact time for like scheduling and everything. And I'm like, where's the matter of like finding the place too in like a foreign country where you still can't understand, where you can't understand what anyone's saying because your mom didn't pay for roaming data. You don't have access to translator apps either. Thank God I knew a little bit of Spanish. I think we would have gotten so lost if I didn't know. She's not here yet. God save my soul. Oh, Jesus. Man. Understandable, though. Sometimes it's, like, frustrating explaining things to people. I think I'm pretty good at it, though. At this point, I think I've trained, like, a good handful of people at Carl's Jr. And I always find ways to, like, make it, like, relatively succinct. Because I think for me, I tried not to focus on, like, every single detail. Because, you know, it's part of the job. Or the best way to learn on the job is to just, like, do the job. Did I render her other cheekbone in the previous page? I don't think I did. I'm just gonna check real quick. For context, I absolutely dislike my grandma. Yeah, that would make it pretty difficult, actually. Okay, I didn't. Yeah. Any particular reason why? Is she just rude? Is she just cranky? Or is she actually, like, a problem? I feel like I'm willing to place money on the latter. Betting on James's grandma is very funny. She's very pushy and very emotional. Blackmail. Oh my god, blackmail? Jesus! What on God's earth what reason could an elderly woman possibly have to blackmail her own family? That's insane. That's actually... I'm trying to, like... I'm confused. I'm very confused. I can't think of a reason why I would want to blackmail my family, I guess. Let's put it that way. I don't even think my family has anything that they could even be blackmailed on. So one of my cousins is holding a birthday party here. They live in New Zealand for her daughter. Holding a birthday party for her daughter because they're visiting for my mom's wedding. Okay. I'm scared to see what comes next. So I just realized that Shumpa guy followed me 9 minutes ago. I wish man, I really gotta have like some sort of alert system so I can catch these things right away. Thank you for the follow though. Always appreciated. But my grandma always calls me fat when I visit her. I'm 6'5" and under 200 pounds. It's really hard because I have been very fat, but I have lost most of it. Oh, Jesus. Man. I didn't realize grandparents could be so ruthless. That's very rude. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm not particularly close with either of my with any of my grandparents, really. Cause they kind of live an entire Pacific Ocean away from me. And that doesn't really make it very easy, to have, meaningful relationships with them. Or at least it wasn't, maybe if I had grown up in an age where online communication like this was a little bit easier, it probably could have panned out, but alas we did not. If we wanted to call, we actually had to buy phone cards, and those had a limited time. We did not want to spend money on them. My grandma is insisting to bring some people she knows, and my mom said sure, but that her fiance can't come with because there won't be enough space in the car, and that he's busy with work. My grandma throws a temper tantrum. She says she won't go, and she says she just won't go because there's not enough room. Yeah. I mean, I can kind of see, like, that reasoning if she's, like, super in love with this person. But I feel like that's kind of, like a really petty reason at the end of the day. It'd be like that. Some people are just like that, I guess. I don't know. In my head, it's always like, oh, the grandparents are always so, like, sweet and... well, I don't really know. By fiance, I meant my mom's fiance. Oh! I see, my bad. So let me reread this paragraph real quick. That's definitely a weird thing to throw a temper tantrum over. Because I feel like, you know, your mom wasn't, like, kicking her out or anything. She was just saying, like, oh yeah, then this person can't really go. It's weird that she would throw a temper tantrum over somebody else's fiance not going. Oh, I'll put it that way. Not to accuse her of anything, but that is a little strange. Which is odd because my grandma has gone on the record saying she doesn't like him for my mother. Yeah, that is definitely very odd behavior. I'm not sure what to make of that. Yeah, you would think if, like, oh yeah, this guy can't go, she would be, like, celebrating, like, oh, thank God. Thank God, I can't stand that guy. But no, she's like, okay, is it more of like a fine, I won't go then? Or is it more of like a, oh, well, if he's not going, then I'm not going kind of thing? Because I think some Filipino parents are kind of like this. One time, or let me put it this way first. I think some Filipino parents might delude themselves into thinking that, their child, it was a fine, I won't go then. Strange, yeah. Yeah, I think some Filipino parents kind of delude themselves into thinking that their child wants something even though they, like, say it's, like, fine. One time, my dad made adobo, and, chicken adobo, and I'm not a huge fan of chicken in the first place, so I'm not huge on chicken adobo either, especially because of the bones. I think the bones just kind of, like, piss me off too much when I eat it. also being pushed to learn how to drive so that I can be her driver. She says it's so that we can go on trips together, but she knows I prefer staying at home. Yeah, that's a little scummy. Is scummy the right word to use here? I don't know. But that is just definitely why you gotta push this onto me, you know? Yeah. So this one time my dad made adobo, and you know, I might not be the biggest fan of chicken adobo, but I will eat the adobo, you know? So I have my plate, and my dad's like, oh, you probably don't want this. And I'm like, no, it's fine. Like, I'm gonna eat the adobo because you made it, right? And then he's like, no, you should just go out with your brothers, because I bet your brothers don't want to eat this either. I'm like, no, Dad, it's fine. Look, I'm getting the plate, I'm putting the rice on the plate. And he's like, just go to, like, McDonald's or something with Johnny and Clive. Here, you can even, like, borrow some money. So all three of us are there, like, in the car, just like... What was that about? Like, again, I was gonna eat the food. I was gonna eat it. We've kind of made jokes, me and my brothers, like, oh, he's just doing this because he wants us to buy Coke from McDonald's and bring it home. Now, while I may joke about that a lot, and part of me is like, that's probably, like, what it must have been, I don't know for sure. But it did, that's basically how it panned out. I guess he gaslit me. Tried to, at least, or something. Or convinced himself that I didn't want to eat the food that he made, even though, again, I had the rice on the plate already. And then sent the three of us to McDonald's. I don't know what to make of that either, so if I had to guess, maybe this is just a thing. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't cook something I feel the recipients wouldn't enjoy. It's not necessarily about that. It's more so the fact that I think adobo is, like, really cheap and easy to make. Like, there's not a lot of prep work involved. So sometimes I'll just make that. I like pork adobo. I like that. Just not really like chicken adobo. Like, that's all it is for me, really. But yeah, just once again, I don't know. I don't know what that was about. So I feel like, to an extent, maybe it's like a similar thing for your grandma, where it's like, maybe she felt like, oh, well, your mom really wants this guy to go, so if there's no room in the car, then fine, I won't go, because clearly you want this guy to go, right? Like, that's why you're telling me. You want this guy to go, and it's like... Hold on, I need to ask what I need to print. Gotcha, you're good, you're good. You know, now that I think about it, I don't even think it was chicken adobo that he made that night. I'm mildly sure it was pork adobo, which means I definitely, like, was not complaining about eating it, because I do like pork adobo. Just not huge on chicken. Like, I just don't think I've ever been, like, that big of a chicken fan. Yeah, just weird night. Let's see. Technically, actually, they're supposed to be... I think it's supposed to be more like this. And then I can take the, then I can take this lighter color and go... I think that's what I was supposed to do. I don't really remember. Maybe I should just accept the fact that the rendering is not going to be super consistent. That's okay. want to pull up the other comic page to reference it again. I'm too lazy. And as long as it looks good, as long as the colors are relatively consistent, I think that's what I'm okay with. Chicken is top 2 meat. Fish is top 1. I agree. Fish is actually like so good. I love fish. But chicken, no, I don't. Chicken is just not for me, I think. Like I like fish. I like beef. I like pork. Chicken absolutely goes like maybe number 4 in all of that. And that's like the most common meats already, so at that point it's like chicken just comes dead last. For me it's like I think I don't like how bony it is. I don't like having to like worry about picking out tendons and bones that I don't like. I think it's like a hassle. I like that beef and pork. You don't really like worry too much about that. Like it's not nearly as bony. Now fish is bony, but fish is also a lot tastier. But, you know, my grandma also pulled a tantrum with my aunt after she found out she's not allowed to bring friends to a Boracay trip, so she just ended up not going. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be like that. Some people just don't grow out of, like, stuff like that. I'm glad she didn't throw a tantrum. Or let me put it this way. The tantrum she threw, at least, it was like she settled on, like, not going. It was not... She settled on not going, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna bring my friends anyways, because you can't tell me what to do. I'm glad it was at least that, from the sounds of it. Of course, I don't know the full story. Self-caught salmon or trout is the best thing ever. Man, I want to go fishing again. But it's kind of hard to go fishing, over here. You'd think it'd be easy in California, but it's kind of not. Also, what time is it? It's 12:18. I wonder if I'm gonna be able to finish rendering before... Well, my aunt's paying, of course, so she can't do that. Lamau. Yeah. I don't know. People just be weird. I know our dad definitely has, like, OCD. He's never been, like, officially diagnosed. We all, like, think about it and we're all just like, yeah, this guy does have OCD. It's like, in his head it has to be done, like, such a specific way, because that's what his brain tells him is right. And things will happen. Things will happen if they're not done his exact way, and it's frustrating, but it's like, it's whatever. I have a lake 100 meters from my front door. That's cool. That's lucky. I kind of live close to a lake, but I'm, like, it's a, maybe no more than, like, a 10-minute drive, maybe? The only thing is that, I think the way they do fishing over there, they have days where they put more fish into the lake. Because, you know, fishing is, like, popular and it's a sport or something, and people will just go fishing. And then we overfish, and it's like, uh-oh, the lake's out of fish. We gotta go put more fish in it again. And we put the fish in the lake. And it's kind of hard to tell when. And all of the no fishing zones, because the fish are smart and they've figured it out, they will just hide in no fishing zones. And it's like, okay, I guess I won't catch anything then. My aunt's also a lot more willing to go against my grandma because she lived with her for so long, so she knows how it is. Lamau, nice. Here the lake is all natural. Oh, that's lucky. That's nice. If we go, usually when me and my family have gone fishing, we usually go out to the pier. And that's really nice, but it's also really cold. But let me tell you, those were some of the best memories. Waiting for something to bite at the line, and meanwhile grabbing a bite over at the Ruby's Diner that was all the way at the end of the pier. That was great. That was also good clam chowder. I do like clam chowder a lot. Alright. I think that is Elian's rendering done. As far as upset I am about my my insistence on giving Elian so much hair, it does pay off. The rendering does pay off. But also my country has population almost 8 times less that of California. Ah, I see. Yeah, California's kind of big. The United States as a whole is kind of big. It's interesting because I think a lot of people who travel here aren't prepared for just how big the states are, particularly people from Europe, which is really funny to think about. I think there was a trend on TikTok where British people were just like, why the fuck do people in the States drive so much? Try walking here. Like, unironically, try walking. My city has 50,000 people. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is pretty small to an extent. But yeah, no. If you live in a really urbanized area like LA or New York, yeah, you could probably walk around just fine. You live in the suburbs like me, absolutely not. You are not walking anywhere, especially in the summertime. And if you want to do that, you're a psychopath. And like everything is so far from each other. Like the drive that we have to go, because we live in a commuter city. It takes so long to get literally anywhere. It's ridiculous. Like, and then that's just driving. If you tried walking places, if you tried walking from city to city, good luck. Good luck. It will not be fun. And I know a huge reason for that is because like, I think all the streets and everything were built during like the Industrial Revolution or whatever. So it's like everything is kind of catered towards like automobiles and stuff. And it's frustrating, but it's like, well, what am I gonna do? Uproot everything? I wish I could, but I can't. Same thing here in Australia. I used to walk everywhere growing up in New Zealand, but Australia is huge population, not so much. Yeah, I see it. It's just a whole thing. I know here in the States, like, one of the biggest issues is literally, like how deep into capitalism we are. It's so bad right now. One of the things I really hate about living in the suburbs is that they're quite literally built to extend your commute. The way the neighborhoods are, like, they twist and turn in ways that really aren't necessary, but they did it anyways, and, like, the whole point is to make the commute, like, even longer. Like, just to extend it by a few minutes, and then everything is, like, spaced out, too, once you get out of the neighborhoods. I walk or bike anywhere in the city, but if I want to go to the next big city, it's about a 2-hour drive away. Oh, wow. But you know what? At least you have the luxury of walking or biking around in your city. We kind of don't. It's bad. Like, do not live in the suburbs. That is the moral of the story. It's not worth it. The whole, like, American dream thing is so, like, it's so toxic, I guess, is the best way for me to put it. It's so, it's bad. It's unbelievably bad. Late stage capitalism. I want to overthrow the government. Me and my friend, we talk about this, like, a lot. I think for some upcoming elections, I will actually be doing third party this time, because I'm at the point where I can't stand either side of, like, Democrat or Republican. It's so ridiculous. I think when I registered to vote, actually, I did actually put, like, no political alignment or anything. Yeah, school 1 kilometer, store 200 meters, hobbies 500 meters. Yeah, if you're working with those kinds of numbers, those are the numbers that I saw in my physics class. And I know those are, like, relatively small numbers in the grand scheme of things. That is lucky. You're completely lucky. What country is this, by the way? I think we're all relatively open about the country we live in, at least. If you don't want to share, that's completely understandable and fine. I live in the States, Finland! Oh, wow. I don't think we've had a viewer from there yet. Usually there's, like, a guy from Germany here. We got one person from Australia. This is what I get for streaming, late night. I get all the... I get everyone else, who doesn't live in the States. It's kind of funny. Sometimes one of my artist mutuals, her name is Drink Your Vegetable, incredible artist, by the way. She also streams on Twitch. Sometimes she's here. Sometimes she's here late at night when she doesn't feel like going to bed for work. You know what? Completely understandable. It is 10 a.m. here. You were gonna say spare parts. Spare parts? Oh, boy. I'm not sure when I was going to say that, but, I hope I wasn't referring to anyone when I said spare parts. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. I'm excited for Chapter 2. I know I haven't even finished scripting Chapter 1 yet, but that's because, been, like, so, like, fixated on getting the actual comic pages done. I haven't actually done any writing. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow instead of, like, bringing my iPad. I'm studying for exam at the same time. Lamal. Mood. Oh, man. No, not mood, actually. I'm done with exams. I'm out of school. I have my degree. Look at me working fast food when I have my computer science degree that I really should be. Actually, speaking on that, I am trying to get out of Carl's Jr. right now because, my hours are getting absolutely cucked over there. And, my dad is also just like, okay, Kara, you should not be working fast food. You have your degree. And, like, he's right. He's upset at me and he's right. So I've actually been applying for, like, technician jobs, like, very, like, entry-level, like, fieldwork stuff because... For one, that doesn't need a degree. Two, it's like kind of half related to my major, so the hope there is that it'll appease the father. Well, you didn't say it. I was pulling your leg. Ah, I see. Computer networks and internet is hitting hard. Maybe before, yeah, I probably could have, like, pursued a computer science career. But with the things that have been happening lately, with revolving around AI and stuff, and just how impacted the actual, like, job space for that is right now, I'm just not in the mood. At all. Yeah, but the whole field technician stuff, I agree. I think I could absolutely handle it. Let's see. Let me check my email. Hopefully something responded. Information incomplete. Well, this is definitely from someone. Oh. Oh boy, I get to talk about this. Well, okay, I guess that company is alive. Oh, Hydrate, okay. Luckily, I can always go back to military if I don't get a job. No, I wouldn't do that. I would never do that. Not for the United States military. Let me talk about, like, the whole job applying things. So, I signed up for one company. I couldn't find a field technician job with that company that I qualified for, but I did find something else. I don't think they've gotten back to me yet. And unfortunately with their website, I don't think I have a way to check my application status either, which is incredibly frustrating. I don't understand why, I don't understand why that isn't a feature. My job is in the field assisting people with safety. I love it. Probably the most meaningful job I've ever had. Oh, that's very sweet. It's actually super nice. I'm really happy for you with that. Hopefully my job would be able to be like something similar. At the end of the day, I do like technology. I joke around about hating it a lot. But that's usually when things get like overcomplicated, or when technology does things that are meaningless. Is basically meaningless, I guess. Anyways, so yeah, there's no way for me to see my application status on the website. So I tried applying to a different thing. Holy shit, that website. My first impression of it was not great. So this is the second place that I tried applying to, right? I'm almost certain that, I was almost certain that this, website was either, like, old and people forgot the company forgot to shut it down, or I was about to get a virus on my computer. Let's see. The website looked like kind of old and outdated. It didn't really have a UI, and the page was entirely blank. The page was so poorly crafted. You know how usually, like, on company websites and other stuff like that, you can click on the company logo and it takes you to some sort of homepage? That was not the case here. That was just a regular PNG. Let's see. When I was in the military, my job was listening to the ocean and spotting submarines, so I didn't have to go out and shoot anyone. Oh, I see. Imagine your job was to type out a script on Twitch chat to scam streamers with fake commissions. Oh my god, those fucking people who come in. They come in a lot, mostly during the Silksong streams. I'm glad they don't come during the art streams, but that's probably because they realize, like, oh, this is an artist. They're gonna say no, and then they see the Silksong stream. It's like, oh, this is a gamer, and I'm like, no, I'm actually both. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So the second place, this is the second one. The website again. It was so bare. And so completely devoid of everything. And when I was showing Johnny the website, I realized, hey, this job listing for a field technician was posted back in 2022. I don't think in my email I got a thing, or in my inbox I got an email from them saying, like, hey, you should finish your application process. No. Because I'm convinced of two things. Either this website is so, like, not ancient, because, you know, either this job posting is so ancient and this website has just been completely forgotten about, or I'm about to accidentally, give my information to people, like, to a bunch of strangers, because I don't trust this. Like, it just doesn't look that trustworthy at all. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, if my first impression during an interview matters, so does your website presentation. That's reason enough to be used as a source for a research paper. Yeah, just can you imagine? Your website, like, bare. Absolutely nothing. I can't click to a homepage or anything. I'm sure I could just look it up on Google, but, like, if you're telling me that your website doesn't at least have, like, some sort of, like, link in the PNG with the logo on it that takes you to a homepage, in this day and age, especially, like, what are you doing, right? And you're telling me this field technician job has been open for 3 years. Like, what? Huh? Absolutely not. I'm not finishing that application. And so the third place so let's move on to the third place that, I applied for. So I go there, and they have, maybe that's why they need a field technician. No, if I'm a field technician, I'll be, like, out at, like, actual, like, physical locations, probably installing and, like, fixing stuff. If they wanted me to fix their website, that would be, like, website designer, UI designer, Unix, whatever, I don't know. I'm not a website person, I'm a software engineering person. Yeah, that's what I should do. I should respond to their email like, hey, your website sucks, I can fix it for you. Johnny made that joke last night. But like the third place, they had a pop-up on the thing, and they were like, hey, did you want to sign up for like an email newsletter to see like if there are like other opening positions or open job positions you might be interested in? And I'm like, you know what, yeah, since I am looking. I know, I'm just kidding. I see. Man, it is so hard to read people's tones just through text. Anyways, so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll sign up for that newsletter. So, you know, you gotta just like fill in like information like your name, and you upload the resume, phone number, email, yada yada yada, and it gets to location, right, which is another required field. Understandable, you know. It's good to know about locations because we can't expect everything to be remote work. You know how most drop-down menus, it's like, you can search by state, or you can at least start like typing it in, and then like the little like drop-down menu will jump to the thing that matches closest with whatever you started typing in. Yeah. And like it's usually like organized, the way these drop-down menus work too, they have like two separate ones, one for the city, one for the state. Tell me why there was only one drop-down menu for the location with just very, very specific cities. Like, I'm sorry, how am I supposed to find my city in all of this? It was like organized alphabetically, but of course because it's like the name of every goddamn city in the United States. Well, not every single one of them because I couldn't find mine. Like, I'm sorry, how do you expect me to sort through that? Like, it was bad. It was bad. And of course, like, once again, just overall shitty UI. And like, you might be like, Kara, that's a little critical. That's like a little critical. I mean, what do you know about like website design? Enough. Like, I'm not a graphic designer. And I'm not a website designer. But I am an artist at the end of the day. And I have had to do things within both those fields, I guess. And I know about readability. I know about navigation. You could not have come up with a worse drop-down. The only thing that would have been worse as a drop-down menu is let me think. The only thing that would have made that drop-down menu even worse would be probably if they let me think. How could I make this worse? The only saving, really what they should have done was they should have organized it alphabetically by state, not by city. But you know what, at least I can say they had it organized alphabetically. Well, arguably what would have made it worse was if it was just an unorganized array of locations that they just haphazardly threw in there. That would have pissed me off. They should have just had a way. It should have just been like two separate drop-down menus. For the first one being the state and the second one being like the city. Because, you know, if they're only like operating in like certain cities, that's understandable, right? That's understandable. But at least let me choose the state first instead of like seeing your entire goddamn thing and having to like search and read through it. I don't know, it was just a whole stupid thing. I was upset looking through that. Tell me why all three like places I've applied to have had some of like the weirdest like website design choices I think I have ever had the misfortune of bearing witness to. Is this something I should be saying when I'm like trying to like should I be dogging on these people like while I like ask them for like job interviews and stuff? Is that too mean? It's whatever, I'm not mentioning them by name. But yeah, it's just like, again, the first website, I don't have a way to view my application status. And then I completely forgot to mention this part. You could filter out job openings by location. And my favorite thing about that feature was that they had 3 options. All locations, some country that starts with the letter J that was not Jamaica, and then United States remote. You would at least hope that clicking on the United States one would open a second drop-down menu so I can choose by state. But it didn't. You're not naming names, so you're allowed to rant. Thank you. Like, again, it's not that I've ever made, like, websites before, right? I understand that there's code to these things, and the code is very stupid and dumb to work with. But aren't you, like, getting this done, like, professionally? You know? Because the companies I applied to, they're not small well, most of them aren't. 2 out of 3 of them are not small companies. You know? Like, for the second group that had a field technician open for like 3 years, I can get by that, right? It seems like they're not very big, and their website was barely functioning at all. And if you're telling me that that position was open for 3 years, and with everyone scrambling to get a job right now, it hasn't been filled yet, yeah, clearly, maybe this company isn't like terribly big or anything. Understandable. The other 2, though, these seem to be like, these were, as, maybe tech giants is the wrong word for at least one of them, but I'm gonna use it anyways. Like, come on. Come on. I'm trying to figure out which country starts with J. I can look it up. I just didn't feel like pulling it up, but I'll pull it up. Oh, now it's giving me... Oh, it was Jaipur. Like, Jaipur. That's what it was. Their website has changed significantly now. Now it gives me the wonderful locations of Austin, Chicago, Gurugram, India, New Hartford, Philadelphia, remote Canada, remote United States, and Serbia. I don't remember that one. I don't know either. Let me see. If you click remote United States again, let's see, I'd be doing, I think, services and support. Implementation technician. I think this was the one that I applied for, yeah. I can't see my stupid application thing. Like, also their UI is broken. I think there's a blue bar that's supposed to go under application when you switch from over... Basically, the tab switches, but the blue bar that's supposed to follow which tab you're on does not switch. I can't view the thing, and I'm like, why? Why don't you have that as a function? This is so stupid. Let's see, what else is there? Let's just look. What if I want to do sales and marketing? No, I don't think these are entry level. What about IT? There are absolutely no open IT positions. That's so funny. Ooh, can I make an application? Oh man. If I wasn't live streaming this, yeah, maybe. Operations and supply chain. Jesus Christ. Didn't you guys just have like... Yeah, there's 55 open positions. A lot of these just literally aren't even in the United States. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this information? Anyways, enough of me looking at that. Yeah, curve flashbang. Also, my contacts are drying out again. I'm gonna have to take those off soon. It's okay. Stream is over in like 15 minutes anyways. I'll just blink a few times and hope that the contacts stay in. just gonna do this for his scalp here. But man, once again, I understand for like smaller things. Actually, I'm gonna look up that other company right now too, because I am curious. How big are they? They're called. I'm not gonna name drop them. How big are they? Is this even the same website? I don't think this is the same website. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Let me see. Can I get to their website from my email? Oh, yeah, God, I don't know why, but I do kind of... Well, I kind of do, but kind of don't. My grandparents are heavily against me working out. Strange. That is a strange thing for them to be, like, opposed to. Usually working out is a really good thing. You know, depending on the work you want to do, you could look at remote jobs in international companies. I think that depends, but I guess I could try. Okay, how much money would you guys want to bet that that this website is not real? Simple Solution. I'm going to name drop them because I'm convinced. Simple Solution Computing. I'm not clicking any links they send me because at this point I'm convinced that they're not real. So they are real, so what is wrong with their application website? I've been warned that I will puke blood if I stopped working out consistently. And apparently if I work out too hard, I will also puke blood. An interesting predicament you seem to be in. Shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll end up in the stars. Well, I guess they are real. They are an IT company in the California Bay Area. I should not be doing this on stream. Oh my god, why does this look like it's from as funny as it would be. I don't know if I should finish that application. They seem kind of sketch. Probably not. Maybe I should just do it for funsies. Just put like a fake resume. Yeah, I got like 10 years of like field work experience. I actually have my degree in electrical engineering. And they'll be like, "Oh, you're hired." I'm like, "Wait, what?" Job application screen? Well, the point wasn't to see the screen, because one, it might that might have been a little bit doxing too. I also didn't want to like, I don't want to slander the good name of these companies, even though I'm like completely shitting on their website design. This is how you get sued for defamation. Yeah, exactly. I did just name drop this last one that was here, but to be fair, once again, I'm almost convinced that they're not real. I hope they don't find this if I do end up applying. It'd be funny if they did. But in my defense, okay, right? So it said that they're like an IT company, right? On their website. We all heard me kind of like narrate that out loud, right? What do you mean your logo still does, if I click it, does not take me to some sort of homepage? Okay? I speak the truth here. How are you gonna be an IT company when your website does not have like one of the most basic features? Or their application website, at least. It should have at least taken me somewhere. Like, and it didn't. It was so bare bone dry. I was convinced that, again, I was gonna get like a virus or something. I mean, I guess clearly they are real if they have like stuff, but it's just like, what the? Oh, I missed it. My comment about not seeing your screen was meant as reassurance. Oh, I see. That's okay. That's probably also just me, like, misreading it. But, like, again, I don't understand. I don't understand, like, it just doesn't make sense. Okay, that's what it is. It doesn't make sense that, the tech company, that website barely functioned. I want you to know that when I uploaded my resume to the website crashed. And that was what stopped me from finishing the application. Like, I'm sorry. But I'm not... This isn't slander if it's true. I think. I'm pretty sure that's how it works legally. I hope if I do end up finishing the application there, that they do not see this live stream. It would be really funny if they did, though. But once again, I speak the truth, and as a official computer science graduate, I think what I say here has some weight to it. Ooh, yeah, I would trust that. Yep. It's probably fine. I'll probably just end up applying just because might as well. My dad wants me to find a different job. I'll do it. It's just, again, it's just funny. It's just insanely funny. And again, the idea that the website crashed when I tried to upload my resume on there has to be one of the funniest things I have seen. The strongest evidence against slander is the truth. Well, actually, it's money, but you know. Yeah. Oh my god. I mean, I could literally, like, show you guys. Well, no, I'm not gonna show it, because, again, I feel like if I show that, the resume might show up in a preview somewhere, and that would actually dox me. Like, address and everything. But once again, just... I have questions for this website. I'm gonna have questions for the interviewer, like, hey, how come the application website crashed when I tried to do this? Like, aren't you guys, like, a tech company? Shouldn't this be, like, significantly more refined? Like, I understand it's just, like, the application website and it's not the main one, but it's like, come on, if you're telling me that you can't even provide the bare minimum, or, no, they provided the bare minimum, but, if this is for some people, I bet this is, like, because I found this application through LinkedIn, right? Some people are just gonna be, like, kind of trying to apply. They're just hoping for a job, right? So they're not paying super close attention to the places they're applying to, maybe? And you're telling me, like, this is the first impression that you want to give to your, to the job to the, what's it called? Job interviewees or whatever, potential ones? A little bit weird, just saying. Like, I feel like would it be bad to call out the interviewer on that? Just like, hey, what's wrong with your website? Like, not to encroach, not to act, like I have a superiority complex or anything. But I think your website needs, like, a little refining here and there. I know, again, I just don't get it. Like, even the email, they sent me their logo with the PNG, and the PNG still does not take me anywhere, as most PNGs are supposed to do. In this day and age, especially when it's the company logo, because that's how people usually do things these days, so it's like, I don't get it. I don't know what's wrong with this company. I think it'd be a red flag if they can't address it. Yeah, maybe it is something I should bring up in their interview. Like, hey, I noticed a couple of things about the application website when I was trying to apply. I felt that it was kind of bare and was kind of missing some functionalities here and there. And I know I'm not trying to I know the position I'm going for isn't any kind of website designer or programmer or anything like that, but I am curious as to why it's in the state that it is. Is that a bad question to ask during an interview? Or at the end of an interview, I should say. Cause I just want to know. I just want to know how it got to be like that. More importantly, I'd also like to know why this position was open for 3 years. Well, when I heard you say PNG, I automatically think Papua New Guinea. Oh man, that is... I think you were the only person I think I've ever heard, like, say that. That is a funny way of thinking. That you, my good friend, Hecate, Persephone, that is special. Never stop being yourself. That is hilarious. Also, I think that shadow might be a little bit too dark. I'm gonna take... where's my soft eraser? I always lose it. There it is. I'm gonna take it and just kind of lightly get rid of it. A little bit more. I think if you do it, it'd be best done at the end of the interview, yeah. Nope, I think it's a fair question at the end of the interview. Okay. It just felt like a little... To an extent, I feel like it's been, well, I've been told I'm special before. I mean, I mean it in like a... In more of like a... Like, it's a beautiful way of thinking, I should say. Because not a lot of people would think like that. And I think that truly is something special. Yeah, no, I just feel like if I brought up that question, it'd be a little bit of an overreach. Like, who does this girl think she is? I don't know, maybe a person with a computer science degree. But it's just, I'm just so curious, because, like, again, if the website was so bad to the point where I thought the company was fake, I think there's a little bit of a problem there. And then but I guess the other thing too as to why I would avoid the question. I'm not particularly learned in JavaScript or anything like that. Like, I don't really do website design, so I don't want to make it sound like I'm an expert and then I accidentally get hired for that. If they thought that way, it'd also be a red flag. Jesus, yeah, you're not wrong. Imagine, like, oh, well, I don't think there's anything wrong with the website. Okay, it crashed when I uploaded a resume onto it. It wasn't even like a document or anything, or like a Word document or anything. It was literally just a PDF. What do you... How? I don't know. I do hope I get something though. It'd be good. I think it'd be really good for me to get out of Carl's. Get out of fast food at last. The only thing is that I do kind of like the environment in fast food. I like how fast-paced it is. It really, like, wakes me up under the right circumstances. Alright, I'm gonna finish out these beads and then we'll probably end the stream there, and I'll finish this probably tomorrow night or something. Ignore that line art tangent. I'm too lazy to fix it. But yeah. Oh, but you won't be able to hang out with him anymore. We hang out outside of work, in my defense. Also, I think, once again, my parents are not amused that I have a crush on a person. And considering how they were with one of my previous relationships and how this is kind of dangerously mirroring how they felt about one of my previous exes, part of me just wants to spare myself the stress and give up on that effectively. I mean, if they say something, I'm willing to, like, talk things out. Be like, hey, if you really want to commit to this, here's what you gotta know. But, Yeah, I don't see. I thought they wouldn't mind because like with my latest relationship, they never made a fuss about anything, but this time it seems like they are, and I'm like, yeah, no, lame. Your dream job is out there. You'll find it. This is my dream job, being an artist. Honestly, I would love to make art my full-time job, but you know, that is a long, slow climb. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna do the things that will hopefully actually get me money. Anyways, yeah, no, it does suck, but I think it's at the end of the day, it's best to, one, if things do pan out, just let it progress naturally. I'll probably just wait for them to like be the one to confess, because there's no way in hell I'm gonna do it. Two, probably just best if I move on at the end of the day, because my parents do not seem to be the slightest bit amused, and I would like to avoid the issues I was facing back in 2020 with a previous relationship of mine. So there's that. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yeah. Let's see. Well, hopefully, whatever decisions you make, you won't have regrets. Oh, I'll definitely regret stuff. I'm definitely gonna big time regret stuff. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, closing remarks. Silk Song stream Thursday night, same time, 10 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Let's see, I'll probably get this finished tomorrow night, or whenever I'm free. It'll be sometime. And then I'll probably work on the next page too, because that one's gonna be really fun to work on, I think, with Usagi being flopped over and the party there. Hey, maybe it'd be good to mitigate some of those regrets, but that's up to you. Yeah, probably. We'll just see what happens. Let's see. Anything else coming up that I need to be aware of? I don't think so. I guess the only thing really, biggest thing that's coming up, Halloween costume reveal. That's probably gonna be during Halloween. Probably do the photo shoot early because I think I'm gonna be like busy for a lot of stuff. But anyways, I think that's gonna wrap it up tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming around as always. I love yapping and drawing and everything, but I do have work tomorrow.